Hey, welcome to The Secret Sauce. I'm your host, Kip Schubert, and this is a podcast about educators sharing their stories and how that has led them to their own secret sauce in building life-changing connections and relationships with students and staff. Make sure you follow us so you don't miss an episode, and reach out to us about bringing us out to share the secret sauce with your students, your staff, and your school. We're going to dive right into episode number 11, Know Your Why. You know, for a long time in my life, I was like 80% of the people in our country who have no idea what their why was. I wanted to know, I wanted to make a difference. I wanted my life to matter. But the thing I was missing, that I thought my why was all about me. And what I've learned is that it's all about other people. And I was teaching a lesson on this several years back in Tulsa Public Schools. And we were talking about what the why is, what your why is. And it's different than what you do. It's different than how you do it, but it's why you do it. And I was asking the kids to kind of search and find their why, but they were all more or less giving me their what, about how they were going to make a lot of money, how they were going to become famous, how they were going to be the best at whatever it is they chose to do, which is not bad, but it's not their why. That why that drives you to get up and pursue that greatness every single day. But a young man in the very back of the room named Oscar raised his hand. And so I called on him and I said, "Hey, Oscar, what's your why?" And he said, "Mr. Shu, is to protect the ones that I love." And I said, "Tell me more." And he said, "Because, I'm going to graduate high school. I'm going to join the military. I'm going to get into officer school. I'm going to become an officer. I'm going to make a career out of being in the military so I can keep the people around me, my family, safe. And my why is to protect the ones I love." And it was like, bam, Oscar, you nailed it. And I learned a lot from Oscar that day about what my why is. And a lot of people misunderstand that term, our why, or my why, or purpose. And it's such a cliche, popular, cute thing to say about my purpose and my why. And I think it gets way overused for all the wrong reasons, with people not really understanding what it is. But your why will have three basic components. First one is, your why is going to light your fire. It's going to bring you to tears and emotion. It's going to drive your passion about what you do. Second thing about your why, it's never going to change. The third thing about your why is, it's probably not going to be something that you necessarily want. It's going to be something that other people want and need. 20% of the people in our country do have a good handle on what their why is. And the ones that do know these 5 things, or can answer these 5 questions. The first 2 deal with ourselves personally. Number 1, they know who they are. And number 2, they know what they know. They know what they do. But 3, 4, and 5 deals with other people. Number 3 is, they know who they do it for. Number 4 is, they know what these people want and need from them. And number 5 is, they know how it transforms those people's lives. Our why is the source of our happiness and our success. And it focuses on others, not ourselves. And that is a lesson that, from going to hell and back several times, I finally learned that, everything I was searching for, it wasn't about me. It wasn't serving me. It was to serve other people. I'm a teacher, I'm a coach, I'm an author, and I'm a speaker. But that is not my why. That's just what I do. How I do all those things is I just share my story while building authentic, life-changing relationships. That's how I do it, but it's not my why. My why is something that I do every single day. It's in everything that I breathe. It's everything that I weave into my daily activities. And so my why is simply this: to lead and to love students and staff, to believe and discover that they are the greatest miracle in the world. And if I changed professions, if I went to work in an office, if I went to work at a job site, that wouldn't change. My why would not change. I would still lead and love those people around me to believe and discover that they are the greatest miracle in the world. It lights my fire. It doesn't change. And it's not necessarily for me, it's for those people around me. So a lot of people like myself, 80% of us have no idea what really their why is. And so I'm going to give you a simple formula that you can use to discover it. First one is, what lights your fire? What moves you to tears? What brings out the fierce passion within you? What is that? What is that one thing? For me, it was stories of tragedy to triumph. It was overcoming adversity. That's what lit my fire. The second thing you're going to have to combine what moves you, what lights your fire, with your natural abilities and gifts. And even through all my tough times, through my addiction to alcohol, through every other trip to hell and back that I've been on, it has always been an innate gift that I've been given to connect and build relationships. And so what you do is you take those two things and you combine them to help other people. It's that simple. I take my passion to take adversity and turn it into advantage. And I combine it with my story and connecting with people and building relationships to help others. That's my secret sauce. And I use that secret sauce to empower people to overcome their struggles and to make their adversity their advantage. And again, my why is simply to lead and to love people, to believe and discover that they are the greatest miracle in the world. And I have a challenge for you. And I really want you to listen to this. I want you to post your why after you find it. I want you to post your why in your office or your classroom. I post it in mine. I refer to it weekly, sometimes daily with my students. I talk about it every time I speak. It's included in my book. In all the stuff I do online and social media, I talk a lot about my why. Again, but I don't want you to just listen to this podcast or read another blog or listen to a motivational speaker and just feel good and do nothing. I want you to take some action. I want you to find your why, and I want you to put it on a whiteboard, frame it somehow, and post it in your classroom, in your office. And then I want you to send me a pic of your why, message it to me, email it to me, and I'm going to post it on my social media. And then I want you to live out your why every single day. Don't just listen to a podcast, read a blog, hear a speaker, and feel good. Let that make you rise up and start taking action. Find that why and live it out, because there are so many of us that have hundreds of students, hundreds of staff in front of us every day who need our why, who need to know that they can overcome adversity, who need to know what you have as an innate ability and gift, who need to know your passion, what lights your fire, so that their fire can be lit too. And I want you to remember one thing as we finish out. Remember, our students and our staff, they don't buy into what we do. They buy in to why we do it. I would love to connect with you. You guys find me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Instagram. I would be honored if you would share out this podcast, follow it so you don't miss an episode, and together we can cultivate that secret sauce that is vital in building life-changing relationships with our students and our staff. If you would like to be a guest on our show, share your story and how it has helped you develop your secret sauce, please reach out to me. I would love to talk to you about scheduling you on the show. Continue to share your story. Create connections and relationships in a school culture that is life-changing. And find your why. Post it in your classroom. and live it out every single day. Till next time.